Hey everyone, it's Jake from Tier 3 Tactical here doing another gear review for you all. This time we're doing a holster review, the Bravo Concealment outside the waistband light bearing holster. This is for my Glock 17 with a TLR1 HL. So pretty common setup here, nothing fancy with a pistol or the light, no switch, just the normal rocker switch we got here. The holster, I've had it for a couple months now. Really like it so far. Very comfortable, and it's a great holster for its intended purpose. I think one, it's very affordable. It's around $50 or so. Not including the mag holder here. You can kind of see on my left hip. Also a very good piece of equipment. For a Kydex holster, I think this is about as good a quality as you're going to get. It fits the holster very well, and it sits very close to the body, which is one of the main benefits. This is not a concealable holster. As you can see, it's it's pretty big on my hip, and if I tried to tuck my t-shirt over it, obviously, it looks like I'm not concealing anything. So yeah, you could get a looser t-shirt, but then nobody's going to know you go to the gym, so what's the point in that, right? But honestly, I don't think this holster is meant to be that concealable. It's an outside the waistband holster. It is very comfortable, but if you are going to try to conceal it, you're going to need something, like a vest, like maybe you get the dreaded photographer's vest on, and you do it that way. As you can see, if I throw this on, it goes away. You can't really see it. Even if I bend over, yeah, you get a little bit of the pistol grip, but it does kind of conceal it. Same way, if this was like a hoodie or something, you can zip it up, and you could still have access to it, just like that. So nothing crazy there, but I do think this is definitely something. If you're going to carry it, it's not really going to be that concealable unless you plan on wearing an outer garment along with it. Let's talk about the magazine carrier real quick. You can see that on my side. It's the same kind of material as Kydex, with rivets on the side and some plastic belt loops. This I really do like. It holds the magazine very securely. It's not overly tight, and it's very quick to draw. I'd say it's just as quick as my probably my competition race pouches. It's a little closer, so it's maybe a little slower to get. But in terms of ease to pull it out, works out really well. I'll just do a couple reloads real quick so you can see that. So, you've got the firearm here, you run out, hit it, in, and then come back up. It's very, very easy. But again, I'm getting a little bit of that pinching with my clothing. It's kind of going in. Not such a huge deal with the magazine, but again, it's something you have to be aware of if you're going to wear this holster. So just do it one more time here, in, and then back in. It's really smooth. I do think that the holster is, or the mag carrier is very good, very smooth. It nailed the appropriate amount of friction. There's also a screw on the side that you can tighten or loosen if you prefer to modify the friction itself. Here's the up close of the holster body. You can see that it's pretty big on the inside just due to the light. It is open at the bottom, so if you were to run an extended barrel or something like that, that would fit okay. It's not quite closed, which generally I do like to see if we can get that closed. Just keep some of the debris out, but if you're going to have this opening, it's kind of irrelevant there. The fit is very nice. Finish is pretty smooth on the inside here, and you can see it's riveted along the edge with some adjustment screws here, or sorry, not adjustment screws, but screws to hold on the plastic loops. But overall, a very well put together piece of equipment, and very smooth to actually work. Same thing on the magazine. This is the adjustment screw here that allows you to increase the tension or loosen it if you are going to mess with that. I haven't. Straight out of the box, I've left it. I like it. Holds it pretty securely, and as you can see, it fits pretty well. There's no wiggle there. They're all about the right amount of tension. They're both held on with the same kind of loops there. And I know a lot of people like to see how it fits. Yeah, it does hold it. Again, that to me that's not a huge deal. That kind of does tend to work loose with a lot of holsters over time, but that's not the issue because this holster is going to be sitting like this. If you're upside down, you've probably got bigger issues than maybe your pistol coming out, because you just got to remember this is a friction fit, so any kind of pull whatsoever is going to be able to pull that out. So you get a big knock or someone tries to grab it, it's coming out, which is both a plus and minus. But overall, in terms of quality, I think they did a great job with this. I think this holster and this setup is good for someone who's going to be outdoors, or maybe in a vehicle. Someone who's not particularly concerned with concealing it, whether that's an open carry person, whether it's someone doing maybe some hiking, or just just out and about with maybe a cover garment on that isn't super worried about concealing the firearm. And also, I would say it's going to be a very good holster for someone who's a little bit on the heftier side. So if you've got a little bit of weight here, it's it's going to push it out a little bit, but it's still going to be something you're going to have access to. Whereas I know a lot of appendix holsters and inside the waistband holsters are going to be a lot harder for someone who's carrying a little bit more weight. So as a general good all-around holster, I think it makes a lot of sense. Very high quality. I would also say it's very good for someone who's looking to do some IDPA competition. Obviously, this is the light-bearing holster. You can get the same exact holster without the flashlight, and it'll fit just your regular Glock or whatever. So that would be very good for like an IDPA or 3-gun or something like that, where you need a holster that's a little bit more duty-oriented as opposed to a holster that's a race holster, a competition holster. And lastly, I would say the great thing about Bravo Company is their holsters they've got a huge line for Glocks, and with various weapon lights, left and right-handed, so they've got a ton of options there, which I really like. My biggest gripe, which isn't really a gripe, is I wish they would kind of make them for other models. I'm kind of a SIG guy myself. Nothing against Glocks or anything, but that's just something I like, and I like to shoot and feel comfortable with. But there's nothing for SIG. So if I was going to give them a piece of advice, I'd say expand that line a little bit. I think you'd sell a lot more holsters. But in terms of if you've got a light and you've got a Glock, which is pretty much everyone out there, you've pretty much got a really good setup with Bravo Company, and I think that's probably going to be your best bet.